Ahoy! We're the Bradford Speedway Babes.
I'm Tiffany.
I'm Scarlett.
I'm Shannon.
I'm Kelsey.
And I'm Kaylee.
And you're watching Pit Pass on WHVL.
Bradford Speedway opened in 1954. As a matter of fact, NASCAR legend Junior Johnson won a race there in 1958. Over the past few seasons, there's been very little racing at the quarter-mile bull ring located just south of the New York border. But under new management, they're back to weekly racing. Jeff Angelonis is the new owner of Bradford Speedway. Initially skeptical about operating a racetrack, he warmed up to the prospect of this new challenge.
Well, I'm from Mansfield, Pennsylvania originally. My wife and I moved back to this area 5 or 6 years ago. We bought a group of radio and television stations here. We have 1 television and 8 radio stations here in the area. The previous owner had talked to me, and I said, why in the world would I buy a racetrack? I'm doing radio, I'm doing other things, I'm busy enough. But we kept talking, and the more we talked, the more I saw the similarities between broadcasting and promoting racing. In both cases, we're looking for sponsorship opportunities. In both cases, and most importantly, we're trying to generate rabid fans. And we try to generate rabid fans with our radio stations, with our television news, but there's just nothing like a dirt track fan. They are passionate, they love the sport, they come out, they're loyal, and it's a perfect tie-in with our existing businesses.
The rookie promoter has enlisted an experienced crew, including his race director, Jeff Gardner, who has been with the track off and on since 1990.
He's doing an awesome job. He's a businessman. He's got access to all the advertising, which is a great help. And he's a race fan, but he doesn't know much about the racing operation itself. And he was smart enough to get people in here and help them out. And I think he's doing a great job. He's open to constructive criticism. He's changed a lot of things from last week already, and I think he's going to do an awesome job.
However, a great deal of planning and optimism could not prepare the staff for what they encountered during their season opener on June the 22nd.
What scared me and what surprised me is the number of fans that came out on opening night. I mean, quite frankly, we were hoping for 600 fans. On the high end, we were figuring, well, maybe if everything is perfect and the weather holds out and the wind's blowing in the right direction, maybe we'll get 750. So the concession stand, we bought enough for 750. We had 750 tickets that were available to sell. Well, we were out of food before the first car hit the track. We were out of tickets. We were out of everything. We ended up with almost 1,500 people in the stands, not to mention the pit passes as well. And again, that just speaks to the passion that dirt track racing engenders. It's phenomenal. We're in rural Pennsylvania, just about on the state line between Pennsylvania and New York, and to have 1,500 people who want to come out on a Friday night when there are other things to do, spending time with the family, so on and so forth. Like I said, it just shows the passion of dirt track racing.
With races scheduled for the remainder of the season, it gives local teams an opportunity to race closer to home.
Yeah, we only live 10 minutes from here, so it's fairly close. We'd go to Raceway 7, but it's like a 2-hour drive for us, so that's why we don't go there.
Damien won a Charger Division title here, and until recently was running the Fast Track Tour.
We started off doing that series, and we were third in points, and we quit doing it because we had a bad night at Erie's, and it dropped us back in the points, and we didn't think we'd be able to catch back up. So we just decided to stay at State Line because we're leading the points there, and just run there and here and try to get some laps.
This is the first time that the Budweiser Crate Late Model Series has had a regular Friday night place to show, and the excitement of the crate drivers, they're coming out. But then we also have some exciting racing going on with our street stock division, with our pure stocks, and with our minis as well.
It's also an option for drivers such as Hummingbird Pure Stock pilot Jim Challingsworth, who raced at Thunder Mountain Speedway while it ran weekly on Fridays.
I'm sure if things go fine, I can spread the word down there, and we could probably get 6 to 8 more cars from down that way to come up on Friday nights. And everybody's looking for a place to go on Fridays, and so with Thunder Mountain being closed down, it's kind of tough. Spend all winter working on these things. You got to have some place to tear them up at.
And drivers are treated to a favorable racing surface.
It's probably the best racing clay in this part of the country. It's all natural. If you dig the field up across the street, you'll have the same clay that you have here on the track.
The last show at Bradford this year will be a ULMS Super Late Model show on September the 8th. Although the Speedway was reopened at mid-season, efforts will be made with an eye towards a full schedule in 2013.
Well, this year we did get a late start. The facility itself needed a lot of improvement. We spent a lot of money, more importantly, the amount of sweat, blood, and tears, and it really was all three of them that went into this place getting it ready. It just took a while. Half of our backstretch fence was down. The bleachers were in a terrible state of disrepair, and it just took a whole lot of work and a whole lot of money to get it back to the point where it is now. We still have a long way to go in terms of capital improvements to continue to make this, the most viable venue here in northern Pennsylvania and the southern tier of New York. So there's still a lot of growth that needs to happen there, but I'm pleased that we have a new press box, that we've made updates to the concession stand, that we've made some improvements for track safety for the drivers and all of those kinds of things. Next year in 2013, we're looking to continue to make improvements so that more folks can learn about the sport, and also existing people have a venue that they're excited to come to each and every Friday night. We anticipate starting in early May in 2013.
If you like close quarters racing action, Bradford Speedway is the place to be. We wish Jeff and his staff all the best.